certainly if you want to give a great gift to people in your life, then you could practice conscious listening. And, as Scott Peck, the author of that wonderful book, The Road Less Traveled, which, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't read, should be number one on your reading list. It's a great book about life and mental health and success. He said, you cannot truly listen to another human being and do anything else at the same time. So the whole thing of, I am listening to you. No, you're sending a text. That's a different thing. You're partially listening, or faux listening, if you like. And we do a huge amount of that. In fact, for many people, that's all the listening they ever do, is listening while doing something else. Well, if you want to give somebody a great gift in your life, put everything down. Give them 100% of your attention. And I have a little acronym for this, which was in my TED Talk on listening, RASA, R-A-S-A. Receive means pay them attention, look at them, and, do nothing else. In the Western world, at least, the dance of the eyes is that the speaker will, glance about and look back from time to time to make sure that the listener is paying attention. The listener will look at the speaker all the way through. And if you don't do that and you start gazing around the place, it indicates boredom, lack of attention, lack of engagement, whatever. So pay attention, that's receive. Appreciate. It's the little noises that we can make, head bobs, eyebrow raises, smiles. Really? That kind of stuff. Appreciate. It oils the conversation. The S is summarize. The word so, very important word, being brutally abused around the world hugely these days. I mean, there are so many people now who start every sentence with the word so. So means therefore. And, if I say to somebody, what's your name? So, I'm Paul. What, you're Paul because I just asked you? You weren't Paul before? I even see people get on TED stage and the first word they say is, so, what? There was nothing before. There can't be a therefore. It becomes a habit, and it's unfortunately losing the sense of the word. It's a very powerful little word, so. For example, so what I understood you to say is this. Did I get that right? Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on to the next point. That kind of summarizing closes doors behind you in the long corridor of the conversation, locks things down. If you haven't got a so person in a meeting, it can be a very, very long meeting indeed, going round and round in circles. What is it we say about meetings? Places where you take minutes and waste hours. That's the kind of thing that can happen if you don't have somebody going, so I think we've all agreed this. Now can we move on to agenda item 2? And then the final A is ask questions. Why, what, where, which, when, who. There's open-ended questions that do not permit the answer yes or no, and keep engagement. And that's a big tip, by the way, for people who find that people don't listen to them. If you listen to the other person and ask questions, you can move the conversation perhaps from their comfort zone to something you're more familiar with by asking questions. That's really interesting. In what way would that relate to this thing I do know something about? So asking questions is a very good way of furthering your engagement with somebody. And also people very much like to be interested in, or to be listened to have you seem interested in them. That wasn't very good grammar. People find it flattering if you're interested in them. So asking questions will smooth their egos and make it more likely that they'll let down their guard a bit and perhaps become less bombastic or egotistical and listen to you as well. So rasa, very useful in conversation.